Ready to win at Facebook ads? Stop doing campaign budget optimization, otherwise known as CBO. Listen, I'm going to be completely transparent here. I have never been a fan of CBO, but I always try and have an open mind about it, okay? Whenever I take over a client account who's been using CBO, even successfully or not successfully, I'm always trying to look for reasons why I should keep doing it, okay? My preferred method is ad set budget optimization, which I can explain a little bit, but this is really about the pros and cons of allowing Facebook to make your decisions for you when it comes to your ads. In my experience, in my opinion, not just mine, it's a bad idea, okay? This is slightly controversial, maybe for some people, but I think, the data, the numbers I'm about to show you kind of back this up, that CBO is for lazy marketers who are quite happy to lose a lot of revenue. So yeah, lazy losers is the direction I'm going in with that particular one. CBO for lazy losers, ABO for actual winners. Listen, everything I'm going to show you isn't massively scientific, but it does back up what I've seen over the years. And since CBO came into effect, which I think was last September, about what month we're in now, 9 months ago. And it's just objectively what I discovered after making some changes to a client's ad account. So let's get into it. This was the account, or one of the ad accounts that I took over in one of the campaigns, just using it as an example. You'll see here we're using Hyros to track the sales. An interesting quirk of this account, which isn't unique, is the numbers you can see in terms of total revenue are actually only 40% of what the business is making. The Facebook ads are generating a ton of sales, but because the client's product is in the reasonably high price bracket of $200, $300, $400, a lot of people are looking at the ads and then typing the name of the domain of the website into their browser, and they're not buying from the ad, they're buying from the website. So not all sales are tracked. In fact, 60% of sales are not tracked, 40% are tracked here, which means when we see total revenue of 400, what that translates to is actually $1,000. So you have to times all of these numbers by 2.5 in the total revenue column to come up with a more or less accurate number of what each ad is generating. So where you can see an ad is doing ROAS 8 roughly here, you times 8 by 2.5, 8, 16, it's ROAS 20, okay? And when you see a ROAS of, say, if that were 1 here, then it's really a ROAS of 2.5. Okay, return on ad spend, so profit is a basic way of understanding ROAS. So what are we looking at? We're looking at ads that were all active when I took them over at the beginning of the month. So at the beginning of the month, I took this over and I looked at these ads that were spending a lot of money, but not generating a lot of sales. So that was spending $1,000, $1,200, generating a ROAS, even when you times it at 2.5, of roughly break even, which is, not interesting. Then we had these other ads, like this one in particular, which is ROAS 20 when you times it by 2.5, that spends 800 and 860 and makes 2.5 times $6,500. So huge money from a very small investment. So I had about 4, 5, 6 of these campaigns that I looked at the numbers over a 3-month period, over each individual month within that 3-month period, looking for patterns, and basically I killed the ads that just looked crap. So this one looked crap, this one looked crap, and this one looked crap. I turned them off, okay? And we monitored what happened to the overall business as a result of this. We turned off the ads, the highest spending campaigns, we turned off the highest spending ads that weren't delivering the results that we wanted. And long story short, this is what we got. So you can see here, when these campaigns are all numbered, we updated the one that you're looking at, 52.1, on the 1st of July. Others we did on the 2nd, the 4th, on the 2nd and the 4th, but it was all in the same week. So what happened? Well, we gave it a few weeks because we did a July the 4th promotion in between, so that kind of skewed the numbers. So we waited a couple of weeks and we looked at last week's numbers. So that was that was 2 weeks after having made the changes, and the conversion rate at the checkout page had gone from, after the changes were made, went from 23% to 33%, which is an enormous difference. That's, more than half, again, more conversions. And bearing in mind we're spending less, not necessarily less money, we're running less ads, because these ads were all CBO, so the campaign itself hadn't really changed, the budget hadn't really changed, but the distribution of the money did change. We basically forced Facebook to only show the best ads. Okay, so we kept it in campaign budget optimization format. That was the experiment that we were running. Removed the losing ads, the ones that are checked and turned off there, and the result was basically a ton more sales. What happened also last week is way more people took the upsells, the upgraded version of the package, which meant, of course, that we were more profitable. I don't know if you've had this yourself, but when you get more people through the door who are spending higher amounts of money per client, they tend to be better quality. Like, the people who are there for like a bargain are usually like horrible to work with. These guys were way less hassle to work with, brought in way less money, and they were much better from a customer service point of view. So that's pretty much it. I am not 100% anti-CBO. If you notice here, we've got 3 ads that are running and are performing great. Let's have a look at this month to see how that goes. This month, let's look away from these because we don't need to look at them. And let's look at just the active ads, delivery, ad delivery, active. There we go. Bearing in mind we times everything by 2.5 to get to our 100%. So you spent $300 here and you've generated $2,500. 2,500 times 2.5 is $6 and something thousand off $300 ad spend. Not bad. Here it's easy just to look at ROAS. 8 ROAS translates to 20 ROAS. 2 ROAS translates to 5 ROAS. And this one, not so great, but still profitable when you times it by 2.5. So all in all, and this was consistent throughout all of the campaigns that we updated, very, very consistent results all the way through. And most crucially, as a business, we were getting way more conversions. We were not worried by the rising CPMs. I don't know if I've got that data that I can show you. Let me just pause. All right, I'll put this information here for you. So this is possibly the most interesting. This is going back every week for the last, how many weeks? 6 or 7 weeks. When all the ads were running, the CPM in that week was 35. We're just looking at the active ads, the CPM was 43. This suggests that the ads that we kept were a higher value ad. If it just happened in 1 week, you wouldn't draw that conclusion, but it was consistent in each week. All the ads, lower CPM. With just the active ads, the ads that we kept, the CPM went up. So lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. All the way through, every single week, it was mega consistent. So this does suggest that the active ads are way higher value, which means we make more money. It doesn't matter in the future so much if the CPMs go up because we've got that high quality person coming through. And I just need to give you my opinion on this, which is every time I do an experiment comes true. Facebook CBO campaigns do not optimize for sale. They don't. They don't optimize for sales. They don't optimize for profits. They optimize for what is in Facebook's best interests, which is the best user experience. Facebook does not care about our profits. It makes so much money from other people way bigger than us. It doesn't need to worry about little fish who are doing, 2-3 million a year in revenue. It just doesn't, it's not interesting for Facebook. And obviously if you're, doing like a few thousand or whatever, then even less interesting for Facebook. It just doesn't care about us kind of like small fish. Even like 2-3 million is small fish. So what we have to do is we have to force it to do what's best for us. And how do we do that? Well, I'm not going to go into it in this video. Ad set budget optimization is the way. One ad per ad set, budget per ad set, and it just gives you total control over whether or not an ad shows. Or you do something like this, where you after a few weeks or a month, you start trimming away all of the creatives, all of the ads, all of the images, all of the ads that are not working for you, and by all means put some new ones in there. But don't just put a bunch of ads in a campaign and expect Facebook to do all the hard work for you. CBO, this is my experience, is for lazy losers, and I don't mean that to provoke anybody. It's just my experience. It's just never ever, I've never taken over a CBO campaign that I couldn't improve by removing the creatives that Facebook was spending a ton of money on. Bearing in mind, Facebook's premise is that CBO is there to make you more money. But we saw that it doesn't do that. We saw that last month on this, last month, the ones with the biggest ad spend, drum roll, got the least profit. Okay, so Facebook is not your best friend when it comes to optimizing for your profits. It just isn't. Okay, take control, stop doing CBO, start doing ABO, ad set budget optimization. Okay, and you too could be a Facebook winner. This is my son's trophy, by the way. But anyway, he's a good goalkeeper. Anyway, take it easy, have a good day, and keep advertising. It's a wonderful place to be, Facebook especially. I always forget to say this. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, comment, send me a message if you want to. I've got a free Facebook group for business owners. You can come in, ask questions, get a little bit of help every now and then from myself. No strings attached. What else? I use Hyros for tracking. Facebook tracking is not good anymore, so we use Hyros. If you're interested in Hyros, testing it out, seeing how it works, send me a direct message. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You're best getting me on Facebook, to be honest. That's the platform I personally spend the most time on. And even though it's, a lot of people will say that it's not where the cool kids are, it's where I am. So yeah, get hold of me there if you want to join the Facebook group, if you want to ask me about Hyros, if that's interesting for you. Subscribe to the video, like it, comment. It means more people get to see it. It means I get a little bit of a thank you in terms of organic traffic, free traffic coming to see the video, a bit more attention. So every little helps. And yeah, have a good day. Take it easy.